Good evening and welcome to Your View with me, Nkgopotse JJ Tabane. We're coming to you live from Linden here in Johannesburg on a special roundtable tonight with the CIC of the EFF, Julius Malema. Of course, joining me around the table, our input editor, Output, input, no. Just say editor. They must just promote the editor.
Rather give me that title.
Yeah, I think once and for all. Yeah, all right.
You rehearse the whole time.
You understand?
Before we come on and you still get it wrong.
And Tawam Duli, who's anchor here at the Newsfeed as well as our Weekend Prime. Because Julius, welcome.
Thank you.
To Newsroom Africa.
Thank you very much.
It's your first visit, ne?
Absolutely.
Am I right?
Yes,
Oh.
yes, yes.
You know that we actually wanted you to come here straight after the president, like on day 2.
And my bosses refused.
Hey, your boss is one. But
Yeah.
at least you are here. But thank you so much for being here. I thought before we start, we took our cameras to the streets and said to people, 6 years of EFF, what do you think? Let's take a look at some of those vox pops, or what you call voices of the people.
In the 6 years that EFF has been in Parliament, they've managed to expose Jacob Zuma for the corruption that he's been in. And I know there's that common misconception that Malema was part of ANC, so obviously he does know the secrets. But then at the end of the day, he's now a changed man and he's standing for something new, something better for the benefit of South Africans,
Some of the secrets of these countries, we get it from EFF most of the time.
No, I can't trust Democrat people. Like, I can't. I don't trust.
They're the most corrupt party in the country.
They are.
So,
Why do you say that?
EFF is the most corrupt. You can just look at the leader, the EFF leader. That guy makes no sense ever since I've known him. He's never said anything that makes sense. So he can't just come and think he's going to say, I don't know, things that are going to make sense now and say other people are corrupt when he is the one who's corrupt himself.
All right. All right. We will, of course, play some more of those clips from the streets of South Africa as the evening progresses. But welcome once again. Congratulations on 6 years of truly causing trouble, I must summarize, in the political landscape. But what's your own assessment of things that you would say? And I know you can speak all night long. We just don't have all night. But I want you to give me 1 or 2 big things that you say, this is what sums up our success as EFF.
We disrupted the establishment. We found them comfortable on a dinner table and we disrupted it and exposed the shenanigans they've been causing in this country, exposed the inequalities, and that those who are rich are becoming more richer and those who are poor continue to be extremely poor. So the inequality that our people speak about today and they can relate to, it is because the EFF has spoken about it and put it firmly on the table. So when you sum it up, that inequality is called land. That our people speak of land today and appreciate that the land must be at the center of everything they do. Because in the absence of the ownership of the land, you are equal to nothing. Because land is the beginning and the end of any humanity. So we are proud that we have exposed that and we have firmly put that on the table of South Africa, where our people are beginning to discuss substantive issues which will change the material conditions of our people on the ground. And we change the political landscape. You can't talk about South Africa today without the imagination of the EFF. I don't even think there's anyone in the political arena who still know how South Africa looked like before the EFF arrived. So we have played a most significant role. People know politics today. People know parliament today. People are interested, particularly young people. That's why those people you interviewed, all of them are young people who firstly know there is EFF and they can have different views about it. Yes.
And then, a year ago, I asked you, what did you look at and say, here we messed up, right? I think you summed up in terms of the entry into the political arena. And of course, I've got another question of whether or not there was really a new agenda or it was a continuation of your agenda, particularly on issues of land and so on, that was suppressed in your previous home, and now suddenly it was finding new expression. But what did you mess up? And I know that you guys have a sessions where you do introspection.
Yeah.
You say, hey guys, we are getting this wrong and so on. What are the one or two things where you say, here we messed up as EFF?
Nothing. There are no political coincidence. Everything politically is planned. You know the consequences, and you do it deliberately. It doesn't matter the consequences. So I wouldn't sit here and say there is one or two issues that we could have handled much better. We did the best we could at the time on any question, and we gave it all. And we believed in everything we've done as the EFF.
But why is it so difficult for politicians to be able to say, but here we messed up?
You are outside, and we are in the playing field.
Yeah.
You may able to say to us, perhaps you could have given that penalty to this player and not this one.
Yeah, I want about
So one of the things that JJ, when he was in conversation with you a year ago, when he asked you the very same question, you said, "Yeah, that Mkhwebane, yo. That was a bad mistake we made. We that was a wrong call. In fact, in some of the tapes, you even called her a spy. So that one is not a public protector; it's a Gupta protector. Things like that. Are you? I know you mess around on social media now and again, and you know they do memes. They say if a person was an epitome of there are no permanent enemies in politics, that would be your picture.
Of course, that sentiment is correct. At any material times, something may not make sense politically, and in the immediate future, it makes sense. It may come handy as a weapon for you to advance your agenda, and why not utilize that opportunity? So we are in politics, we are not in church.
What actually happened in terms of you marching at some point? In fact, you called on your people to march along with the SACP, and you said there was nothing wrong that PG did as far as the situation of the retirement is concerned. In fact, this Mkhwebane along with Zuma, they are wanting to raid Treasury, and we must prevent that from happening. What has happened in
So President Zuma wanted to capture Treasury without following the due process, and they were in a hurry to do that. And then the immediate disturbance for them was Pravin. And in the protection of the Treasury at the time, we had to defend Pravin and say, we're not going to allow you to appoint the stooge in a form of weekend special and take over Treasury. So we couldn't allow that. But no one wants to take Treasury now. Therefore, Pravin must now answer. At that time, it was done for opportunistic reasons. So now, no one wants to, for instance, let's take Jacob Zuma. We said Mbeki was pursuing him because he wanted to stand against Mbeki, and they were dealing with his chances. And after Mbeki's era, Zuma had to answer questions if there were questions to be answered. But at the time, people should not use genuine issues for opportunistic reasons. The environment is conducive now. There is no president pursuing Pravin. There is no institution pursuing him. Let him answer in a quite sober process.
So in a sense, you wear that opportunistic tag with pride. You are opportunistic because, in a sense, whatever serves your position at that time, that's what you go with.
No. We said to Zuma, you cannot purge a person because for political expediency. You want to use that for political reasons, not to achieve justice. That was wrong, and it remains wrong. But no one is doing that now. And therefore, if there is pursuing of Jamnandas for achieving justice, let it be done. So you may have a genuine issue, but you may use it wrongly.
And on Mkhwebane?
And we will disagree with you.
On Mkhwebane?
On Mkhwebane, we supported her because we thought, one, a female must replace a female. We cannot have a situation where a male replaces a female. And secondly, we thought we need to give this African child an opportunity to lead that institution. Then she messed up the Reserve Bank issue. I've never called her a spy, by the way. I was given information that she's a spy. And even with that information, I still decided that we need to support her as the EFF to give her a benefit of doubt. So because we cannot just take every allegation, particularly when it comes from intelligence. because there are information peddlers in the intelligence. You ought to see for yourself. And when she messed up, we're like, this was indeed a terrible mistake the EFF should not have committed.
And today?
But
We
the
can
thing
still
about-
remove her. I will not have a problem removing Mukwebane because she makes costly mistakes. But I'm not going to remove Mukwebane because a court overruled her on review.
But what is
You
your
cannot
position?
remove a person. You cannot remove a person
What is
based
your
on the
position?
outcome of a review. If that is the case,
Yeah.
we must remove judges.
And what is your position on her? Because I know that you're saying you can't remove a person because of this and this and that, but we have seen the EFF saying, okay, we support her firstly, and then we see you lashing out at her saying, nah, that one, no, whatever. Then again, we then see you say, we shouldn't remove the public protector, we must defend the office. Let's not talk about the office now. Let's talk about her. What's your position on
We will defend Busisiwe Mukwebane. That's our position. Because the reasons advanced to remove her are not constitutional. You cannot remove a person because she ruled against your favorites. The next one is going to do the same, and therefore will be permanent removers. We cannot remove her based on the courts because the law says she will take the decision, she will be taken on review.
Yeah.
And once she's taken on review, you must know it's a win or lose. So what are we saying? Every time a public protector loses a review, she must be removed?
Are you concerned about what the court said in terms of her dishonesty, her integrity, and so on? It's one thing to get the law wrong,
Yes.
right, or get something wrong because of a different interpretation. It's another when the highest courts, which you have gone to,
Absolutely.
to say to Zuma must pay, etc.,
Yes.
are now saying this one is dishonest, is shifty. You know, they mention a couple of things that do speak to her integrity. Are you concerned about that or not?
No, I'm concerned about that, but I do not agree with the court. It doesn't mean today if I agreed with the Constitutional Court on this matter based on its merit,
Yeah.
tomorrow I will not have to disagree with the Constitutional Court.
Meaning that you don't think they are right to pronounce like that about her. And this is a constitutional court.
I accept that decision.
Okay.
I've got no option anyway,
Yeah.
but I agree with the minority judgment. I accept it. It is a position of the Constitutional Court.
Yeah.
But nowhere does the court say we must remove her. Nowhere. I agree with the Chief Justice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I agree with Chief Justice, therefore I'm inconsistent. Therefore the Chief Justice is also
right,
inconsistent.
before we go to a
we
break-
can agree
Yeah.
with the Constitutional Court today
Yeah.
and disagree with it tomorrow, but respect the decision of the court.
Her colleagues, right, are saying that if the Constitutional Court has pronounced on her integrity as an advocate,
Yes.
they are going to go to court to say that she must be removed on the role of advocates. If that happens, obviously, then she will no longer qualify to be on to continue as a public protector. What would be the position of the EFF in summary?
To remove a person from the role of advocate is not a mampe papa. It's not an easy thing. You must ask those who removed Jiba. It's not a play. It's not an easy thing. So let's wait until she's
That happens.
removed.
All right.
She's not removed. She's still an advocate.
Yeah.
She's well qualified. Her matters have been reviewed, and the courts have pronounced against her the same way the courts have pronounced against Judge Nicholson and had harsh words to say about Nicholson when he dropped charges against
right.
Zuma. You never said this judge must be removed or must pay the cost personally.
We'll pick it up after the break. We're talking to the CIC of the Economic Freedom Fighters, and it's already fiery out here at Linden. Of course, when we come back, we pursue issues of economic freedom fighting. What is the economic policies that the EFF would put in place? Should you make them a government of the day? Let's take a break now.